Welcome, everybody, to my first game commentary. I'm pretty sure that these Let's Plays are going to completely replace the game spotlights on the channel, so I hope everybody enjoys this. So, Mega Man X, this game is near and dear to my heart. I can, even remember where I was the first time I played it. I was at a Boy Scout den meeting. This is way back in 1992, and yeah, my friend had a Super Nintendo. I'm pretty sure it was before I got mine. May have been after, but I saw him playing this game, and I was like a huge fan of the Mega Man series growing up. So when I saw this, I was like hooked right away. So I've never really sat back and watched my own gameplay footage before, at least tried to comment on it. And one thing that's standing out to me about this level, this iconic starting level, is that when Mega Man gets closer to those lights that are in the foreground, the image gets brighter. I don't know why I've never noticed that. Yeah, these helicopters are interesting because they don't have a life bar, and as they move closer to you, when you hit them, they eventually die. Just dodging those missiles. It does make a really good tutorial on wall climbing, which is a new feature for the X series. This is unique amongst the Mega Man X games because it's the only one, I believe, that you don't start out with the dash. So you kind of start out playing it like you would a classic Mega Man game. I'm pretty sure that his run cycle, that his run speed and his jump arc is identical to the original games. I don't know if you've ever seen Sequelitis' channel, where he compares the classic Mega Man series to the Mega Man X games, but I'm pretty sure he comments on that. Feel free to, call me out if I'm wrong. Yeah. Another cool thing is that this ship that the cars are coming out of, and eventually Vile will come out to challenge us, this is the same ship that you fight Storm Evil on top of, which is kind of a cool detail. So we come to our first boss fight, and you're playing this for the first time, and you're like, okay, I got this, but you notice he doesn't have a health bar either, and neither do those helicopters, so you're thinking, okay, maybe bosses don't have health bars in this. So I'm just going to try my best, but man, he just messes you up. There's really nothing you can do. Yeah, trying my best not to get hit here. Worthless piece of scrap metal. I love this edgy 90s text. Yeah, when I first saw this, I'm like, who the hell is that? Interesting fact, Zero was originally supposed to be the main character of the X franchise, but Capcom was worried that maybe people wouldn't understand without the recognizable Blue Bomber characters, so I think fairly far into development they redesigned Mega Man and added X to the game as the main character, but I'm sure Zero, I think he was supposed to be the main character of the X series, and eventually he does get his own series of games called the Mega Man Zero RPGs on GBA. I don't remember passwords. Okay, so my preferred route through the game is to start with Chill Penguin. I just find that he's the easiest boss to fight without his weakness. Also, you get the dash ability here. So I always recommend this as a first stage. For beginners, though, some of these enemies can be rather tough. Like you have to watch out for those rabbits. If they get too close to you, they'll shoot like a green ball at you. That kind of hurts. And those wood cutters, those things that they fling at you, man, they take off some health. Yeah, see, I got hit right there. Yeah, coming into these caves, I have to clear those bats out quickly, because they'll follow you. If you're not careful, they'll follow you through like this whole section. There's actually a jump coming up here that can be a little bit tricky. I always forget. Like, you have to come to the edge of this platform here to grab that, and that could be a pain sometimes. Alright, so now we get our first Dr. Light capsule with our first power-up. I always thought it was really cool how it adds to, like, the lore of the Mega Man series, connecting it to the original games on the NES. Yeah, when you're first playing through this game, especially as a kid when it first came out, I mean, if you read the manual, you saw Mega Man like in this really badass looking armor. When you start the game, you're like, oh, where's my armor? And then it's like, it really incentivized you to search through every nook and cranny to find all the pieces, which we will in this playthrough. I'm planning on getting like 100% of the items in this playthrough. Yeah, once you unlock Dash, I mean, it totally changes how you approach the game. And like even, I mean, the level design is completely designed around it with like all those slopes, those sloping walkways, which were not in the original Mega Man. All those like angled walkways, like you can really get into like an awesome flow and get through some of these areas pretty quickly, as you'll see. Shortcut. That cave's annoying. There's like tons of those mech things in there, and you can skip that whole area just by going up top. I love how there's dudes chucking snowballs at you. Like, you're this super fighting robot, and you're gonna get hurt by snow, apparently. Alright, first boss, Chill Penguin. Really shooting for a perfect run here. Let's see if I can get past him without getting damaged at all. I actually don't remember, because I'm recording this commentary after playing through, and I honestly can't remember if I get hit in this fight. But I do like to... He does have invincibility frames, like when he slides, so you'll see it like right there. So you gotta be pretty quick, jump up on the walls. You also want to try and hit him. You can score a free hit when he jumps up to grab onto that thing in the ceiling. Right there. And then I'll do it again. Sometimes you can get him into a pattern where he just jumps up there, you know, jumps up there again, you hit him again. Yeah, perfect run. Honestly, the attack that you gain from beating him is not really all that useful, except for one boss fight against Spark Mandrill. It kind of negates that fight altogether. It's really funny. You'll see that later. So the next boss I like to go through is Storm Eagle. because he can get the head parts in his stage, and he's also fairly easy to deal with without his weakness. He's got a pretty simple pattern, which you'll see, and you can take advantage of it pretty easily. It's also like the best music, the best background music in the game, I think. We'll also get an energy tank in this level and a heart piece. So to get the heart piece, when you travel to the top of this like conveyor belt thing, this elevator, just dash and jump to your left. And just keep holding left and you'll land on this platform and boom, heart piece. Each level has one hidden heart piece that increases your max health permanently. The E-Tank is pretty easy to get into this stage, which you're going to see shortly. There are items hidden off to the right there, but honestly there's nothing that's really useful at the moment. So there's actually two ways to get this E-Tank. One is you can stand on that thing on the left, and sometimes it'll make you go up, but I could never do it consistently, so I always go this way, which is coming into the tower from the right side. So you just nail him, and then jump up these rising platforms, and then it's right there. So the way E-Tanks work in this game is different than the original series. In the original series, when you would get an E-Tank, you could use it as an item. It was like a single-use item that would fill up your health. I mean, regardless of how much health you had left, like even if you just had a little health taken away from you, like if you used your E-Tank, it would use the whole thing. Mega Man X handles it much differently. I prefer the way Mega Man X handles it. So there's only a limited number of them in the game. I believe there's 4. I could be remembering incorrectly. But when you collect health pickups from enemies while you have full health, it'll kind of like put the excess health into the E-Tank as like a reserve. So when you need it, you can use it. And then the E-Tank, you keep the E-Tank and you just keep filling it up, using it, filling it up. So we're about to get the second piece of the X armor. Right behind these explodable, I don't know what they are, tanks or something. And then, yeah, grab the headpiece. Which is, like, honestly, it's pretty useless in this game. It's probably the worst head part in the whole series, I think. Arguably. It basically allows you to break blocks like Super Mario, but its only real use is to unlock another piece of the X armor. So there's like this spot here. I think there might be some spots in Sting Chameleon stage, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, it's overall it's pretty useless. Grab a 1-up. Number 1-ups. So we're actually almost at Storm Eagle. We just gotta get past the feelings down here. Yeah, man, I wasn't even thinking. That health, I don't know if you just saw that. That health pickup just kind of like disappeared when it hit the ground. Very odd. I've never seen that bug before. I think that actually happened to me twice during this Let's Play. And now we take on Storm Eagle without his weakness. For like a new player, this fight can be challenging, but the trick is, I mean, you definitely don't want to try and fight him without the dash power-up. I mean, it's possible, but it's really difficult, because he'll use his wings to kind of push you back and try and knock you off the ship. Having the dash power-up kind of negates that attack. Now, where you can really exploit him is on these dive attacks. So, if you time it right just after you hear the sound, and you turn around and shoot, you should be able to hit him, as you can see here. He has another attack where he kind of shoots a tornado at you, which is basically a more powerful version of that that wind thing he was doing at the beginning of the fight. And if you don't have the dash, I mean, that thing will just blow you right off the stage. He also can regurgitate eggs and have little mechanical birds. I don't know why he was designed to do that, but he can. Just trying to time all these dives. If you don't do, I mean, if you don't do this, this fight can take a while without his weakness. And the weapon you get from him, contrary to, or the exact opposite of Chill Penguin, is that it's like one of the best weapons in the game, as you'll see. So I think this is a good stopping point. I just wanted to take a moment and thank everybody for joining me on my first Let's Play with commentary, and I hope to see you in part 2. Thanks for watching.